I'm 16 years old, and this is my partner.
I'm Sharon, and I just turned 16, and we are both from
Narada School. And welcome to
Two Minds, One Mind podcast.
So Sharon, we were talking about our age. We're both 16. People consider us Gen Z. So I want to talk more regarding the Gen Z circle and their English speaking. So what do you think makes English so popular in the Gen Z circle,
Well, I see that we're still Gen Zs, and we're around like 16, and I do believe this timeline, many people speak English, and usually the one who have better English skill is Gen Zs, especially like international students. Like, let's say we're from Indonesia, and I believe that most Gen Zers can speak English really well.
And we're talking about why is it so popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of popular because of its usefulness, So what do you think about it? Is it useful to you?
Honestly, yeah, it's very useful in my opinion, because one, we can use English everywhere we go. Like, one quote I see in my school is that English takes you anywhere. And I do agree with that, because like if I go to Singapore, Malaysia, or any other countries, if I use English, they could understand like couple words, or like they could understand fully, like let's say in Singapore.
And what is like the media that made it so popular? Is it the trends? Is it social media?
I mean,
something else?
Popular and trend is like quite very similar, I would say. Don't you think so?
I think so too. Like,
yeah,
like a trendy dance can be popular.
And like it also could be like it's a trend.
So yeah, like learning app also made it popular, like Duolingo,
Yeah, Duolingo like have been like quite popular. Like my friend has been using Duolingo as well. Like
my friend also.
Yeah. And then honestly, what made English more popular and it influenced on Gen Zs is that I believe that social media has influenced, like a really big influence. If all the content media is use English and there's no subtitle, how will they understand?
Yeah, like right now I'm seeing more English content or English captions in Instagram, and YouTube also, like they're making videos with English even though they're like Indonesian, like, oh, welcome to my life in Indonesia.
I feel like using English can reach many audience, many friends, many new people, new faces, and I think that's one thing I like about English.
So we're talking about the sources of how it became popular. So how did it affect industries like pop culture, economics, or maybe even just like going to the mall, movies, songs?
Yeah, like the businesses.
How did it influence it? How does it affect it,
In my conspiracy, there's like two major points. First of all, the colonization, and second of all, it has to do. Second of all, it's gonna be globalization. Cause let's be real, like we use the example of Philippines. They were colonized by the U.S., so they can speak English quite much like their second language of their nation. And globalization, because of the internet being woven up throughout the whole world globally, it allows many people to learn English and to know English more. And I guess that's one way to connect many different countries using English as like their international language.
I'm curious about one thing. If you go to the movies, do you read the English subtitles or just listen to it?
Honestly, I don't think it's English subtitle because we are watching an English movie, right?
Yes.
But usually I never read the Indonesian subtitle unless it's a new English vocabulary phrase that I just learned. But it's even weirder in Indonesia. So like, I'll just Google it up later in the English term, because I'm sorry to say I can't understand Indo.
I'm thinking as English is a trend. Now many Indonesian movie directors I'm talking about, like to incorporate English.
English slang words.
Yes,
like OMG.
Like the Lion Putus movie, like that's my dream, mas.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about English taking over the market, like T-shirts are in English now.
Oh
like,
my god.
Hello, or something. I love you. Like,
yeah, I have seen so many graphic design tees. They just put simply like a shirt, and they just put like a name, and that's it. Like they don't know what does it mean.
Yeah, like
it's so common though. It's in Bali.
Even know what does it mean?
Exactly. Like in Bali, it's like so many weird English words, and I see locals wearing it. And I was like, do you know what does this mean? Like, no. But it's English, it's cool.
We're talking about shirts, fashion just now. We're talking about movies. Now we're talking about songs. Right now, there are so many Indonesian songs that has English words also, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's like, I noticed that this is not only applies to Indonesian song, but also applies to like Korean or like Japanese. Surprisingly, Japanese also.
Of course. Even like Indian also, you know?
That's a new thing. I never heard of that one though.
I've heard it, guilty as charged. I've heard it, they're talking in
Guilty,
English.
okay.
But it became a boom because I think it's quite important if the lyrics are in English because it makes people be able to listen and understand the lyrics more, you know? Not everybody can speak Indian, not everybody can speak Korean.
I do believe
Now English is being like a common language, almost everybody can speak, so maybe that's what makes it have influence on the music industry.
Yes, I do agree with that as well. Cause usually when I hear some K-pop music, I tend to know
Like
what is the meaning. Not Blackpink though. Not Blackpink. But like I did try to see what is the meaning of the song and what is the depth. I think that also happens with Taylor Swift, who is very popular recently.
Very popular. Her songs are in Indonesia. People are going in and out over here buying albums, listening to her lyrics. I don't know if they even know the meaning of it, but
exactly. But I do believe that Swifties, the Taylor Swift fandom of fan club, they would try to learn English or like try to know the translation of the English lyrics to Indonesian so they can use it like daily basis so they can understand English to the very least.
On a daily basis. So
I think like one or two phrases lah.
On a daily basis, so we can speak English almost everywhere here, right? It's very useful in other countries, also like you said. Do you think we can use this somewhere else, maybe like in a job,
obviously. I feel like jobs now requires like if they see your CV, they would ask like, do you speak English? I feel like it's already very common that I can speak Indonesian, I can speak English.
It became a requirement, right?
It feels like a requirement now because it's quite common within us. Like the more generations that are coming, I do believe that English is going to be way much more common, and we're gonna need to fully understand English to our daily life.
Yeah, since English is so popular, some parents are entering their children straight into the English school, like that. And I'm wanting to bring this back to the Gen Z circle. We're talking about parents and children's circle. Let's go back to Gen Zs. So, like you said, it's a trend. So Gen Zs are only listening to English or learning English just because of its trend, or did they really just want, or they really want to learn it actually?
In my personal opinion, I think it's because of the influencing of, let's say, like social media. You open and like, people just start talking English and you don't understand. You'll feel like left out, or like in other terms of Gen Z slang, is like FOMO, fear of missing out.
I think once somebody learns English, they enter the global market, the global circle.
I guess we could say that English is the way of how people connect from a continent to another continent or countries with countries, and it can, connect them together.
So what I get is from our chatting right now, from our yapping, in conclusion, English is popular because it's useful, it's influential, it gives people like a title or something that makes them feel like proud of themselves, you know.
Yeah, but every popular or trend is gonna die sooner or eventually. But do you think that English will always be popular in the end of the day?
Well, more or less, yes. That's my answer.
Maybe we can talk about that in our next episode.
Yeah, so Sharon, it was so fun talking with you. It was
such a pleasure for me to join this podcast. It was such an amazing experience as well to have my time and chance to talk with you too, Alexa.
So we want to say thank you to those watchers right now, and welcome to Two Mics, One Mic podcast. And we want to see you in the next episode or next podcast too, talking about other topics, right, Sharon? So thank you and goodbye.
Bye bye.